Hello. In this video, we're going to be going over how to select data from a database and have an interesting outcome with the way we select the data. And then later, what we're going to do is grab that data and then load it into another table using the insert merge, this value up here. Right now, we're doing just the select. I took the customer and orders table from the SOA demo schema. And we're going to be working with this. I'm grabbing all of the data here. And in this particular instance, I wanted to create a query where I would get particular data from a date period. So between these dates, basically. The date ordered is between the start and the end date, which we will then feed in the application. If we go over to SQL Plus, we can then see our data. And basically the table has two customer IDs, okay, customer 2 and customer 3. And basically we're more or less interested with just the values here. And you can see that there's one record for 2013 and other records for earlier, and one record for 2013 and other records for earlier. So what we're going to do is grab that data, okay, and then we're going to load it into the insert copy. And one of the first things I want to do is go over how we're going to grab that data, because it's an interesting outcome. My testing would have thought that I would get this piece of information and this piece of information, but in fact we get everything. It doesn't discriminate, and the way it works is the subquery says show me all the records, but it goes to the customers table and gets the two records and then shows all of the child table data for that. So we really need to divide this up into two invokes from the database, two database adapters. First, getting the data that's relevant for the period, or from the customers table, and then grabbing only the orders for that data that we are interested in. So let's take a look at how we would do that. I'm going to test it though, because it's always good to test. We're just going to test it based on these values, 2013, 01, 01 to 2014, getting the full year's data, and then some. Okay, let's test this. It worked. Okay, now we get our data back. This is from the database. As we would expect, we'd get Steve King because his record, he has one record in the orders table. However, we're getting all of his orders. So we don't get just the orders that we want. We also get Agatha Christie, and then we get all of the orders. So what we need is another database adapter in there so that we first just get the customer data, and then we get the orders data. I'm not going to do that, but obviously that's something we could do, so that we get the right data, and we would only get, in that case, two records, because the two records that we're interested in are only for this year. All right. But let's say, for example, that we were satisfied with the data we got here, and we then wanted to do the insert merge into this table here, the customer copy. And we're going to do a transform. And here you can see that these are the variables that we received when we did the database adapter for the customer copy table. It has a customer ID as opposed to the cust ID, first name, F name. We've just transformed it all, and we have a for each up here so that when it has multiple records, it can handle it. The one thing that I have done is taken the order total price and loaded it into the order's lifetime. And because our query, of course, is wrong, this is in fact showing all of the orders. We would normally just want to see the orders for the date period we did. So, just keep that in mind when we run this. But we'll go back to our load here, and after we look at the transform here, we have the transform, and you can see that it has all of those pieces of data. But here is the transform. It bounced around, excuse me. So we have only the two customers that we're really interested in. And the lifetime is 1972 plus 5830. And if we check our database, it corresponds to the sum calculated 1972 and 5830. So you can see that the transform is working as planned, even though really the number of records we're getting in the ordered table is incorrect. We then insert this into the invoke insert into the customer copy table. Okay, and we'll take a look at that. So now we have two records here. Now this being an insert merge, we should be able to update a value in here. So let's update the online date, or actually in the original data. Let's say we're going to update orders, set total price equals total price times 0.5. This now updates everything. And if we run this again, 986, 295, we're going to come over here and update it. Now, if we go back to our customers table, you can see that we now have the price difference here, 2915, exactly half based on the calculation. Okay, so that one is one way works. And so the merge update worked. Commit. And now we've removed that one record. We're going to test the web service again. Did that run? Okay, there it goes. And she's back, or he's back. So we deleted Steve out of there, and then we ran it again, and it just inserted everything. So we can summarize that the insert update merge works perfectly well and is very useful in this regard.